Greetings and welcome to another episode of Experience Fulton Healthy Aging. Today I am joined by Dr. Kevin Vaughn, who is the CEO of the Let's Men's Talk Health Network. Did I get that right, Dr. Vaughn?
That's good. That's good.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
thank you so much. How you doing today?
Good. How are you?
Oh, I'm fired up and excited to be here with you in Atlanta, Georgia. This is great. This is the first time I've been in this building, I think. So I've been here for a while. So it's good to see you today.
Yes,
thank you so much for the invite.
Too. Thank you. Thank you for being here.
Absolutely.
So why don't we start off by you just sharing a little bit about yourself and tell us how you came to start the Men's Let's Talk
Network.
Men's Let's Talk Network.
Amen. Well, Kweli, first of all, my background is electronic engineering technology. So I have a BS degree in that area. Real quick, I have also 40 years of radio.
All right.
I love radio. Started radio. I have to give a shout out to my alma mater, which is Savannah State University now in Savannah, Georgia. Changed my life down here. I'm so glad I got into the engineering area. Fast forward, after starting my family, I was able to work in aerospace and missile systems as well.
Wow.
And then later on, retired, of course, now, and moved into the technology area. So all the training of quality engineering, quality control, and quality assurance, I did a lot of training in that area for the industry. And I said, wow, I could turn all that into a consulting business. So that's what we're doing now, is turning all that background. If you're getting paid six figures for something you're doing for somebody else, that means you can make probably more than that with your own business, So you take that same talent and turn it over into that. So I started my podcast, radios in the Atlanta market for a while. And then when the technology changed, I was able to purchase my own network, now called the Men Let's Talk Network. And then we now are helping people all across the globe now, and also with the consulting service as well. So it's pretty exciting. And basically how that started is that it came out of when we were working, when I was working, at lunchtime, we would have men's fellowship, if you will, and just on general stuff for men. And I said, man, we got to get this information out, Kweli. We got to let other men know, and women too. But and then we started that's how we started the Men Let's Talk. Came out of a study for how to be a better person, how to be a better man, better husband, all the above. So that whole network came out of that area because we needed to get it out to other people. We're talking about the family now. So now the network is for the entire family. Yeah, pretty cool. Yeah, so that's how it started. And then we got in the radio, and now we're global. And folks are following us from all around the world now. It's pretty cool.
Awesome. Yeah. So what a varied background. Truly appreciate you kind of highlighting your journey and the holistic approach, that you're taking to convening men and getting them talking about how to live better lives, right? So tell us, what is the current focus of Men Let's Talk Network? What are you focused on, and how did that come to be?
Well, as you know, Kweli, today is so important to have information and data, right? And we have to stay up to date. And we're talking about our seniors, right? We're our next gen, our children, all the above, our family, our husbands and wives and cousins and uncles. We have to stay up to date on what's going on in the technology area. So I focus, Kweli, specifically on business, education, training, and technology area. Those are the four pillars of my network. So we make sure that you stay up to date as much as possible in these areas, specifically for business, right? Or for employment, if you're trying to get a career, trying to get more training. All that's so important today, but you gotta know what you're doing, right? You gotta have a plan. You have to be strategic, and then you gotta have some tenacity today as well, Kweli, as you probably know. Very important.
Yes. So why is senior entrepreneurship so important?
Oh, I love that question, Kweli. You know why? Because we are so brilliant. We are important to society. The baby boomers, right? We changed the whole planet, baby boomers around the world. But we are so brilliant. We got so much experience and information that we could share, not only with our generation, but the next generation. But also, too, we want to be able to share our baby boomers, and our seniors want to express themselves as well, whether it's through business, right, education, training, whatever it could be, with their family, right, helping their young children, their grandchildren, great-grandchildren. They just want to be able to maybe take their talents and gifts and take it to the next level. And that's where we come in at, as you know.
Awesome. Yes. And so one of the things that you've been a part of to help to get off the ground and really spearhead at the Bowden Senior Multipurpose Facility is our Senior Entrepreneurship Pilot Workshop, right? So it's expanding. I'm hearing that it's beyond the pilot. Right. Congratulations.
Thank you so much for letting me do it.
yes. And we appreciate this. So really, really great feedback from the initial pilot. But what I'd like to hear now is just tell us a little bit about that workshop, how it's formulated, how it's structured, and really what are the benefits that seniors would get out of participating in such a workshop.
Absolutely. I have to give credit to Dr. Sandra Foster, who actually turned me on to Bowden. And also to now Director Sheila Usery, I believe her sales, I think is her last name. And she's they had to approve it, right, to get me in there. So with that said, once they found out that the seniors were interested in entrepreneurship and business, not hobbies, hookups, or hustles. We talk about business right now. So they brought me in to show them how to really start their business from scratch and set it up properly so they can monetize that, but also learn and also profit as well. So that was so important. So I was able to develop a curriculum, for that. Get it approved by your office. I think you had to see it as well. So once that got approved, we were able to go into action. And literally we could take that anywhere, the same type of training, Ms. Kweli, we could take that anywhere and help our seniors learn more about that. Also, all they need to know is how to do it. So my goal is to break that down as easy as possible so they get it and understand it and then can execute, because it's so important to have impact and execution, as you know, as well in business today. So once they get it, they're off and running, and it's always good to hear those good stories. I don't know if you heard some of the stories, but they're making some money. They're getting exposure.
So what would you say are the main components, right, of turning that hustle into a profitable side business?
One of probably the first things is that mindset, right? Can I do it? Do I want to do it? Because there's some work now. Running a business is work. In fact, even getting down here was a little work today, right? But you got to keep going, right? But you got to have a plan and you got to be persistent as well. But the biggest thing, Ms. Kweli, is the fact that they got to want to do it. That's the first thing. We don't want to waste people's time, right? We don't want to waste any time today. I want to know, are you really serious about this? Because there's no use going through the whole program if you're not going to take it to the next level, right? You can just go ahead and do your hobby stuff and keep it moving. But I think that's the big thing. They wanted to learn and know how to make money, how to get those invoices, how to get those contracts, right? How to get more income, if you will, so to speak. Based on what their needs are. So that's the biggest thing, is that they have to make a decision. And then once they make that decision, we can show them the way.
Okay. So that desire and commitment has to be in place from the very beginning.
You got to be hungry, as Les Brown would say.
All right.
Brown.
I love that. I love
powerful.
Yes. So what are some pitfalls that our older adults should avoid as they're thinking about getting started?
One of probably the biggest thing is to watch out for fraud, right? Watch out for fraud. Understand, especially when you're getting into the money and the banking and setting up your business properly, you really got to know what's going on in those areas to really protect your areas. Also, the biggest thing, Kweli, is also, too, that we got to make sure they separate their business from their personal life as well. As you know, there's a way to protect their personal assets, if you will, from their business side. They have to know that as well. So when they start a business, everything should be separate. So that's the first thing they need to know. Then the security of being online, all that. I think you mentioned that earlier. You have programs for that, but they need to understand that as well for their business and for their personal life on how to recognize fraud and scams and all that other stuff. People are always trying to separate us from our money every day. We got to protect our seniors, though, from that. So they recognize, even though you have a nice voice, don't mean you need to get my money today. So we got to help them understand. Ask I got a good friend, Kweli, said, ask the right questions, get the right answer. You don't ask the right question, I'm out. Basically. So we protect them by giving them facts, information that they can look up and understand as well.
Okay, so that was chock full of advice and guidance, right? As far as what to avoid.
We protect the brand.
Yes. So talk to me about how much time something like this takes, right? So thinking about that desire, commitment, wanting to invest in yourself. I think some older adults might be somewhat apprehensive about getting started, just thinking about different commitments that they might have or personal challenges. So what does an average sort of time commitment look like to really delve in and to stand up a business?
Kweli, we just talked about this the other day with another client. You have to decide how much time do you want to put into your business, right?
Okay.
Whether it's 1 hour a week, 2 hours a week, but you have to carve that time out, right?
Mm-hmm.
So that has to be on your schedule. So every Saturday between 9 and 12, this is all I'm doing is my business. So you really got to do that because there's a lot of distractions today, as you know, in business and personal life and, of course, your work and so forth. There's a lot of distractions. People will call you in the middle of you reading your book, whatever. And you say, no, don't bother me right now. So you have to carve that time out on a calendar.
Okay.
And I'm saying a written calendar, not just on the phone, because if the phone dies, you don't know what you're supposed to be doing.
Right.
So I carry around my calendar in the car and make sure I know where I'm supposed to be next, because the phone is good, nothing wrong with that. But I like that hand copy because sometimes things change and I can quickly change it, on there. So the biggest thing is carving out that time for your business and letting people know you're only available from 9 to 12 Monday through Friday, and that's it.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So you really have to know that because there's a lot going on today in people's lives, and they're really going to have to separate that time out if they want to build their business properly.
Right. Yeah. Okay. Very good. Very good. So earlier you mentioned our Avoid Cyber Threats training. So that's the free online training that Fulton County offers for seniors.
Right.
And it goes through some of the common threats that are out there. Scams, how to avoid them.
Right.
One of the things that it touches on is the importance of knowing how to navigate social media, right? So business, social media, very big these days. Can you talk a little bit about why social media might be important and how one might need to approach just delving into that arena?
Absolutely. Great question. And we do talk about that as well. So as you know, social media pages are free, as you know, and they're going to hopefully be free for a long time. But what we're telling people now in the classes and in the business world is to turn those free pages over to a business side, right? You may have some personal information, but let your people know that you're in business as well. For example, on my Facebook page, I have my MLT network on there.
Okay.
You don't need to know everything about your family and that they're going on a trip and all that stuff. That's all important, maybe, but they need to know that you're in business.
Okay.
So we're saying change your profile on all your social media pages to business mode.
Okay.
It's free.
Yes.
And guess what? You can put you can post your email on there, right, for business. You can post your phone number on there, your pictures for business, right, showing your products, goods, and services. You can post your website on there if you want. But utilize all of that, all those free pages from TikTok to, Twitter, X, all the above, to those free services using your business model. So your description should say something about your business.
Yes.
Bottom line. That's all I'm saying there. So that's what we do. We teach them how to turn that on. Matter of fact, I got some students now working on that now. Say, turn those free ones into your business model on your description. Okay. And you'll be fine.
Yes. Okay. Very good advice. And absolutely utilizing social media as a marketing tool. And thinking
it's free.
About
They're all free.
The business profile.
Absolutely. Because we don't charge we can't charge them. We're not charging our people at value, so we let them know where all the free stuff is. There's a lot of free stuff. We just have to change the business projection, how we project everything.
Yeah, so we absolutely appreciate your expertise, your enthusiasm. Is there anything else that you want to share with the listening audience, maybe about what's next for Men's Let's Talk or the senior entrepreneurship classes that are offered at Bowden?
The biggest thing is be excited about your ideas. Be excited about your thoughts and things you always want to do. And Kweli, I'm sure you hear this all the time. I wish I would have done this, or I want to do this. So whatever that is, whether it's writing your own book, writing a script, writing a play for for the family, whatever it is, we're saying get to it, Kweli. That's all we're saying. Get to it, but get the information. And there's a lot of ways to do that. We can either get consulting, we can help you with that. You can go online, as you know, you can just ask chat. It'll tell you exactly what you probably need to be doing. But will you do it is another question. So I just say be excited about what you want to do and get to it.
Okay, that's it. Bottom line. Bottom line.
Get to work.
Yes, get to work. Get to work. Well, you heard it here first. Dr. Kevin Vaughn, we so appreciate you joining us today for the episode of Experience Fulton Healthy Aging. Thank you so much for tuning in, and we look forward to you joining the show next time.